Okay.
Yeah.
Bobbleheading. Bobbleheading tonight.
A good
It's
tune,
a
you know?
bobbleheading night.
Yeah, that's right. I wish I could. Yeah, Chris is doing it. My favorite thing was that Charlie Brown
Charlie,
dance.
that's what I'm doing.
Yes. I had it on large screen, and then my taskbar popped up, and then it covered it, and I couldn't,
Oh.
couldn't turn it
Oh, well,
on. That
just
happens.
another typical night. Hey,
Cats
good
happen.
evening, everybody, and good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our Sunday night offering of Astronomy Outreach, the Sunday Night Astronomy Show. Yay! Okay, well, my name is Chris Kerwin of Astronomy by the Bay, and first of
And
all, I'd
you're
like,
not.
and you're not, yeah. Well, you guys told me to
Hi,
start
I'm Chris
introduce
Ford.
myself, so
You're not.
here we go. Yep, one of those nights. First of all, I'd like to welcome back our regular co-host, Mr. Paul Owen from the Moonshadow Observatory in Hampton, New Brunswick. Hey, Paul.
And you're not.
And I'm not. Here we go. Yeah. And Mr. Mike Powell from the PFO Observatory here in St. John. Hey, Mike. Evening, everybody. Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, we got a nice crowd on here already tonight. Both sides. Perfect. Both screens are lit. I'm alive on Facebook.
Live.
Okay, so point number one. First of all, before we get started, I just want to be sure that people have been posting about, or answering my post, I guess, about my issues I'm having with Facebook Live. They seem to be all mobile, and they seem to be dedicated towards celestial objects, not the show. So if the show does happen to go off air on Facebook, remember that we are over on YouTube as well tonight. So, okay? Catch us either spot. So anyway, on tonight's program, in a remote part of California, under pristine skies, there is a building that contains...
It's way out there.
Oh, okay. I thought it was in the wrong spot of the screen. In a remote part of California,
We finally get you in the middle. You're going to move.
on a dark desert highway, full moon in my hair, warm smell of colitas
Something up
rising up in
the
the air. Yep. Okay. In a remote part of California, under pristine skies, there is a building that contains many different robotic telescopes, scopes that can be controlled from remote locations. In this building, there is one particular scope that is owned by the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada. I'm just tuning you guys out. I'm looking at the camera for now because I got to get through this. Its purpose is to capture data that can be shared throughout the astronomy community, in particular to research schools and to those who may wish to access the data or data, however you want to call it, data for astrophotography. What does this?
Potato.
What?
Potato, potato.
Oh, okay. Okay, so what does this mean for us? Well, Paul's going to fill us in on how we can take advantage of the data, at least for a limited time, to improve our astrophotography skills. Not my skills, somebody else's, because I don't do astrophotography. I just take your pictures and I share them. I look through the eye, but there. Anyway. Also tonight, there are a couple of special celestial events on their way. One is definite, and the other is anticipated. Which events are they? You'll have to stay tuned in to find out. So I'll be back to talk about those briefly. Anything can happen in the next half hour. Yeah. Mike will be back with another Bino Bud target of the week, and Paul will return with another interesting Rosanna's fun facts as well. And of course, we're going to have all your wonderful photos to share. So sit back and grab your favorite beverage and snack or whatever and enjoy. And remember, this is the family-friendly live broadcast. So if you have any questions about the night sky, any questions at all, these two guys here will answer them for you.
And back to you, Chris.
Back to me.
Hello, Chris. Oh,
Uh,
Lord.
so we were just discussing. Mike suggested maybe a possibility of doing something else to be able to stay live on Facebook. I'm trying to reach my Facebook audience here tonight as well, not just because of the show, but because everybody's aware that I do go live a lot, and I have gone live a lot in the last 5 years. Got targeted 5 times in the last week over stupid claims, anyway. But right now, it's left me with no alternative to avoid Facebook for the moment and go to YouTube for my live feed. So if you're looking for me for a live feed, at the moment I'll post a link up on Facebook to say that I'm live over on YouTube, and then if I can offer it from YouTube, a share over to Facebook, I will. Until this gets solved, I spent many hours on line with Facebook support, so I'm still working on it, and there may be a solution coming up down the pipe. So let's forget about all that for now. Anyway, you can reach me on either stream, but for now, YouTube is going to be my focus. So let's get started with tonight's program. And Mr. Paul,
Mr. Ball.
it's back to you, sir.
Okay. Well, first of all, happy fall, everybody. We're now officially into the fall season. And I was out the other day on the boat with my buddy Tim, and we were going down the river, taking some wonderful pictures. And you see more leaves changing on the river than you do inland this time of year. And man, oh man, what a beautiful sight.
Already
So
started.
if you're blessed with being able to get out to any kind of country, now's the time, because the trees are actually turning now to a point, and I think it'll get to a point where it'll just go really, really good for a short period. But they're turning early, so yeah, get out there.
Yeah, I was coming up from St. Stephen the other day, Charlotte County, and back home, and I noticed, it caught my eye just coming down the highway that they had already, started to turn. So
Oh yeah,
That's
it's just
good.
magical. And it's getting dark early.
The nights are longer than the days.
They are now. That's right.
We love it. We love it. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about tonight, just very briefly, is the robotic telescope that RASC Canada has, and they put one up down in a place called Albury, California. Now I'm going to see if I have everything set up the way I had it up earlier, and if I do, I'm going to try to share my screen. Cross my fingers that it works. And here we go. And do you see a map?
We do?
Yes, we do.
Perfect. Okay. So where this is, I'm going to zoom out first. This is in California. And in California, quite a ways inland, even inland more so from Fresno. We keep going, and there's a little county called Auberry. And so this is the actual county of New Auberry, right here in Auberry. And where this robotic telescope is located is you take a 15-minute drive, about 10 miles, right on out to the Sierra Remote Observatory. And then that'll take you right out in the middle of nowhere. So that's where it is on the map. So I want to see what it looked like from a different perspective. Let me see if I can find it here. There we are. So when you go to their site,
It's Disneyland.
Yeah.
yeah, it's Toyland. So this is the Sierra Remote Observatory's view from above, and it's in the mountains. Look at that. Isn't that just absolutely stunning?
Wow.
We didn't want to be there. So I was on the site, and I was going through, and it talks about the dark skies, of course, and they're in a Bortle class 1 sky. Their skies, when it comes to seeing conditions, are actually at or below 1, which is unbelievable. We don't see that here. Our average skies up here are around 3.5 to 5, and they're that. And the reason being is because their wind is there's very little wind there, and at the same time it's very dry. So humidity, which has really got nothing to do with seeing, but there's not a lot of humidity there anyway. And it's just an amazing, magical place that they happen to have it. Now, in there, I want to show you kind of what the grounds look like. So if you wondered what there it is there. So each one of these buildings house telescopes. The larger buildings, of course, house larger ones. and the little ones house, are not larger, but more telescopes, and the little buildings house one or two. So if we go to this scene here, and I think there's the upper view. So if you're this was taken by a drone, of course, and so you can see, how much stuff they've got there. So in one of the things, I think I could be wrong, but I think that's the RASP robotic telescope right there. So you can see that it is in a room with a whole bunch of telescopes and some pretty awesome looking gear in there. So anyway, so that's the site. And again, it's called, if I go to the home screen, it's called Sierra Remote Observatories. You can look it up. You can go online, and they make their living housing telescopes. And I'm not sure if they sell time or not. Most of those observatories do. If you want to just sort of tap in and buy some time, you can do it with them. But that's their site. So I'll get out of that part and get right into the telescope I want to talk to you about. And the one that we're talking about, this is the one that RASC has down in Auberry at that site, and they're using a 16-inch Ritchie-Chrétien telescope. This is actually what do they call it? Study grade. What's that word I'm looking for?
Research grade.
Thank you. And that's what it is. It's this kind of scope you probably wouldn't see in most people's backyards. But it's absolutely just an amazing telescope. They chose Ritchie-Chrétien because of the optics are superior. The coatings on the glass is superior. It's just an all-around amazing telescope. It's the same telescope design they had at Hubble. Hubble has a Ritchie-Chrétien design on it. So if you ever look at the Hubble diagrams or the pictures rather, you'll see those star spikes because of the spider that holds the secondary in the front. The same as Chris's telescopes behind him there. If you look through them at a bright enough star, you'll actually see star spike because of the mirrors and stuff, or the spider that's in front of the scope. Anyway, so that is a characteristic of that design. That is a 3,550 millimeter telescope, so that really gets deep. And the camera that they use on the back is an S-Big camera, and S-Big is Santa Barbara Instrument Group. That's what S-Big stands for. And actually, I've got some photos of that I want to show you. I'm just going to bring this over to here. And so this is the camera. Whoops, and of course, it show up on another screen. There it is. So that's the camera that they're using. And this thing here, this is it's a square sensor that's on this. And it's 37 millimeters corner to corner. This thing is 16 megapixel, and it's got the little pixels that are in it that make up the array. There's 4,000 by 4,000 pixels, and they're 9 micron. They're huge. They're really big. The cameras that Mike and I use are about 4.63 size microns. These ones are 9. And so when I married up this camera to the big Ritchie-Chrétien 16-inch, and I looked at the scale, it was like 0.5. I thought, oh my good God, we could never have our skies up here like 2 point something, but down there they get those skies that they can use at that resolution, and thus they of course invested in it. Now this is a monochrome camera, of course, and because it's monochrome, it needs a filter reel, so that would be a filter reel that it would use. And they use square filters, just the nature of the way this thing was built. And then that particular filter reel will take 7 filters. But when you're using monochrome cameras, you're going to use your red, your green, your blue, and then you're going to use hydrogen alpha and luminance, and then oxygen 3 and sulfur 3. A lot of the data that we're working with right now is just using the 5 filters. And if you don't know what a filter wheel is, basically it's just a device that you would drop all your filters in. So, because when you're using a monochrome camera, it just gives you a grayscale picture. There's no color to it at all. The cameras that Mike and I use they already have a color array built into them. So when you take a picture, the red, the green, the blue are already kind of there. But with this one here, you choose what color you want to shoot. And if you just want to shoot only red, green, and blue and blend them together, you can. If you want to choose narrow band like hydrogen alpha, sulfur 2, and blend those all together to get those Hubble palettes or the show palettes or whatever the case, that's the beauty of going to a monochromatic camera, is the flexibility, and that's the one that they're using down in Oberry, and it's just an amazing design. Now we've taken that. I'm just going to get through some of this stuff here. This isn't my photograph, but we've taken some of the data that's there, and I'm doing this thing with Sky News. Everybody knows now, but and what we're doing is we're taking the data from the telescope and we're processing it. And you can go onto the Sky News magazine page, and you can download the data if you want to process it. So even if you don't have a telescope or anything like that, or you just can't get out because it's been crappy weather, and if you want to practice with some really good data, they've got it there, and you can download it in different sets. So if you just want to download the master files and just throw them together and work on them, you can. Or if you want to download all the individual files and practice stacking and do all that stuff, I mean, it's all there for you to play with. The whole idea behind it was they were using it for a contest. You go in, you take the data, you process it, and you send it back into Sky News, you register for a contest, and they're giving away some cool prizes for those photos that are deemed to be the best edited photos out of that data. And but you can see that this is the actual field of view on that, and that's only about 1/3 of what the Lagoon Nebula is. That's how magnified the thing is when it's looking at it. But when you're getting the sky resolution that the resolution they have with the sky quality, the data is just unbelievable. And it's just a joy to work with, because you're not dealing with light pollution, because as you can see where they are, you don't have to deal with that. So there's really not a lot of gradients in the pictures to begin with. When you shoot, you can choose when the data comes up, and they do it on a moonless night, so you don't get that gradient in it and stuff. So when you get the data, like, there's really, it's really easy to process, once you start getting into it and stuff. So that was it. I just want to kind of show and talk a little bit about that telescope. Oh, by the way, you can download this each month. They're putting up a new target. So last month was the Lagoon Nebula. This month's going to be the Trifid. And I took a look at the Trifid to see how much space is going to go in. That Trifid just barely fits into that square. So it's going to be huge. So when you process that, it's going to be a treat, simply because you've got a full face full of, with the Trifid, of course, it's partially reflection and partially emission nebula. So it's just, and it's there. It's just like great big and beautiful. So anyway, that was my spiel on the robotic telescope.
Awesome, Paul. Thank you.
What a crazy spot, man.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Next star party. Next star party.
Yeah. No idea how many scopes they had down in there.
We should just plan one star party next year, and that's where we'll have it. We missed all the ones this year, so.
Show up with our little 6-inch tub and go, "Hi, we're here." That's all I can fit on the plane. I'm sorry.
So if somebody wants to get the data, Paul, or data, can they still go get it now, or?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't think they've got it complete yet for the Trifid.
Right.
But I think as far as I know, they're keeping the data up so that there's always a data set there.
Okay.
And typically you don't get the data for free, but during this contest through Sky News, they're offering it up. Right. And we're going to be doing this for 8 months. So we're going to have a new target every month for 8 months. So that'll be a lot of fun. And if you want to buy the data, you can. I think it's $100 for all the data they've collected over 2 years. So there's tons of targets and stuff. So again, if you don't have the telescope right now, and you're not sure if you want to get into astrophotography, you want to take your hand at processing, you can download all of the software. All the manufacturers have trial periods. Okay. So you can download PixInsight, or you can whichever one you want to play with. And once you get that downloaded, then download the stuff, and then just go have at it. Okay. Now the stuff that we're doing coming up now on the 19th of October is myself and the editor from Sky News. We're doing a live YouTube webinar, and what that is I'm showing you how to use PixInsight, and I'm breaking it down into like beginner style, and just showing you how to use it. So if you want to join us for those, you can register. They're free, and maybe you can learn to do a little astrophotography that way.
Okay, awesome, thank you. So so you don't have to be a RAS member either to get this stuff, right?
Or
do you?
I don't know. That's a good question, Chris.
Not to download the photos, or I know
Not to
you can go
download
on as long
data.
as you
Yeah.
register that you're going to enter maybe the end of the contest, but to download the photos, you don't.
I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't think so. I don't think you have to be a member to do that. If
So-
you want to buy this stuff and get that kind of thing, I think you
Yeah.
have to.
That might be different. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thanks
Good
very
question.
much. Good,
Yeah.
good topic. And let's see if we can get any astrophotographers out there to play around and send me the pictures. I'll put them up.
Yeah.
in the
There you
second
go.
intro. There we go.
I'd never afford what they have down there. So
No.
I like to play with it.
Quite a spot. Yeah, there you
Elon
go.
Musk can't afford what they have down there.
All right, why don't we do maybe we'll do a Bino Bud, and then I'll do a brief talk on the special events coming, and then we're going to get into another talk from Paul. Well, actually, we don't want to have you back-to-back talk, so let's do a Bino Bud first next, maybe, and then I'll maybe you can do your talk, Paul, and then I'll do. Go ahead. Let's do Bino Bud.
All right. We'll get it figured out, ladies and gentlemen, and then we'll let you know what we're doing.
Let's hurry up and get ready.
Yeah.
That's what I meant to say.
Stay where you're at. We'll come where you're to.
There.
We should have a binocular target of the week.
We do.
Bye.
Yay.
Bino of the Bud. Tonight or this week's target is Eddie's roller coaster.
Yes, sir.
They go right off the end of it.
That wouldn't be me. No.
They're having a ball, the moon snoozing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, had to get the moon dancing in there. It's a bobblehead moon, by the way.
Oh, they do. Yeah.
So, invented by British astronomer Eddie Carpenter, known as Eddie's coaster, the meandering double-dipping wave of faint stars lies about 3 degrees northeast of Gamma Cassiopeia at the center of the W. Eddie's coaster includes more than a dozen stars spanning 2.7 degrees. The chance alignment reminded Carpenter of an amusement park roller coaster, which led to the asterism's name. How do I find it in the sky? If you went out, and I've changed it to 9 o'clock at night now because it's nice and dark at 9, and you orient yourself 45 degrees northeast and look up, you will see the W of Cassiopeia right here. And the center star, Nuvi, the center of the W, if depending on your orientation, but if you followed it to, say, a line across the top of the W straight out, you're going to come across a little wave of stars right here that goes just like a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
Believe it or not. When you see it in binoculars, you're going to know it's a roller coaster. You go, oh my goodness. Or if you look at Cassiopeia this way and you look up from Nuvi, again, there the stars, and they stand out against the background, really nice. What will you see? Well, I threw in a photo of Eddie Carpenter. Unfortunately, he passed away in 2020, but this is a gentleman that named the asterism. Here's a photo he took, and look at this.
Oh, wow.
And it just meanders right on down, just like a roller coaster at the park, right? The fair. It's pretty cool. In 10 by 50 binos, there would be Nuvi, and you come out, and here it is here. The line starts about here, and lines all the way down, and comes all the way back down here.
Yeah.
So it's pretty big. If you compare it to the full moon, here it is here. It's probably the length of 4 full moons or almost 5 full moons if you put it in there. It's a good sized target and real easy to spot in a pair of binoculars. So there we go. The moon and the dark side of the moon.
Cyclops.
And that is our Bino Target of the Week by Bino Bud.
Awesome.
Oh,
Thanks, Mike.
fantastic.
Another great
So-
target.
So have you looked at that one yourself in
I
binoculars?
have. It's impressive. It just pops right out when you come off Nuvi and go, wow, there it is.
Can you
Sort-
see any color
Yeah, I was gonna
stars
ask the
in
same
there?
thing.
Well, I can't in my binoculars. I mean, in the skies in St. John, they're just, but you definitely see the shape.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I can't say as I noticed the colors in my binoculars from my backyard. No.
So the stars, they're not big stars, but they're just,
Right. They're all about the same size and they just make a beautiful line in the sky.
Wow.
yeah.
Not like Kimball's Cascade where you can really pick out the colors and things like that. But
Yeah.
you can definitely make out that, the pattern of the roller coaster.
Nice.
It's pretty cool.
Nice.
So,
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks, Mike.
yeah.
It's a lot of research you're doing there. Appreciate that.
that's fun finding this stuff.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go with Paul's talk, and it's not gonna be the Rosanna yet, maybe. Or do you want to do Rosanna first and then your other talk, Paul, or
um,
start with Rosanna if you like, or it doesn't matter.
yeah. We'll do the Rosanna talk
And then I'll do my talk, and then you can do your.
because realistically, it's kind of funny what Mike showed in his last picture. Because with Rosanna's talk tonight, it's actually kind of cool how it's going to work
Okay.
together.
Excellent.
So,
We were in coach with each other. You know that, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. We know that.
before, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just kind of figure out what I'm doing here just for a second. And I got to do my share screen first, I guess. And we'll do that, do this, do that. And
Dun, 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 dun.
Rosanna's Fun Fact.
Yay!
well, welcome back, Rosanna, again for another great fun fact. And this week's fun fact, like all of her fun facts, are fun, of course. But this one to me, I think, is really, really cool. I just got to find it. It started out good. That's all I can tell you.
You were never in Boy Scouts, were you? Come prepared, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, I just lost it
You know,
again.
yep.
There
We gotta
it is.
record you next time.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So this week, Rosanna writes, when I first moved back to Canada, art was a subject often sacrificed, as was music, from the school schedule by the powers that be. But today, it is here to stay. Hopefully, everyone at some point in time in their lives has been exposed to a famous Canadian group of what they call the Seven Painters. Now, let me see which way to go on there. There we go. The painting of the Northern Lights is by Tom Thompson, who is often identified as one of the group of seven, but actually he died before he could become a member. Now, but I imagine the Magnificent Seven in space are far less well known. In the constellation of Scorpius, there is a faint star called New Scorpii, sorry, or Jabba. Its Arabic name, meaning forehead of the scorpion. Now, surprisingly, a large telescope has discovered this star, and it's actually a complex system composed of seven siblings. So this is the only one known to septuple star system in the universe, although there are bound to be more. You can see the blue horse head. Can you guys see that horse head okay? I'm going to make that a little bigger so you can see it. So it's right there. So there's the horse head. And the blue part would be part of his snout. That would be his nostril. There would be his eye, and so on and so forth. A large group of stars bound by gravity are unstable. So by their nature, they are less likely to exist for long periods of time. As they spin and twirl their orbits can get unsynced, resulting in cannibalism, one star gobbling up another, or exorcism, a star being flung out into space. Long is a relative term when speaking of time and space, but this system has lasted thousands of millions of years. Obviously, this family of stars does not discuss politics at the dinner table. There is no central parent governing this group. Instead, there are two cliques of stars in the Jabba system. And let me just shrink that back down. So we can move forward. So one side has C, DA, and DB, and on the other side are B and AC, with AC being orbited by AA and AB. So this is a construction of the orbits of the seven, but it's obviously it's not the scale. So just like every large family, there is a hierarchy with some stars more involved and closer to other stars. Can you imagine if we lived on any one of these stars in this system? There would never be a dark, starry sky. Even if all the stars were below the horizon for a moment, there would be perpetual twilight. My early mornings in this week have been the moon setting in my backyard, and just as one sun rising in the front windows, which seems like a beautiful, beautiful simplicity to me. Another cool fact is that since New Scorpii or Java is near the ecliptic, it can be occulted by the moon and sometimes, though rarely, by planets. It was occulted by Mercury on December the 14th in 1821, and that will happen again on December the 2nd, 2031. Now, even if we are physically here to see it, We won't be able to, as on December the 2nd, 2031, the sun is in Scorpius, or more correctly, within the borders of Fuchsius. I didn't figure that out. I asked Kurt. So Jabba has been occulted by Venus on December the 27th in 1852. The next time will be December the 30th in 2095. And on July the 29th in 1808, there was an occultation by Neptune. So 7 does seem to be a magical number to many, and so it would seem it is for the Jabba system. 7 seems to be lucky. Yeah, so I just found that so amazing. Oh yeah. Yeah, and that was this week's
Rosanna's Fun Fact.
Awesome. Yay! That deserves
Thank you
a
so much,
snuffleupagus
Rosanna,
salute.
for that. That was absolutely amazing, as usual.
That's a
Unbelievable.
snuffleupagus salute for that one. Okay. Thank you, Rosanna, again.
Yeah, her facts. I don't know where she comes up with this stuff, but
Yeah.
these are
That's
great.
cool.
I'm glad she does. Anyway.
Oh,
I
for
need
sure,
to-
yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Me
give
too.
me a second. I just gotta do one thing here just to see if I can bring up my. Okay, it's gonna come up on that screen. That's fine. I just need a second because I'm gonna next. Okay, so I'll go ahead with a little bit of clip I got. Then Paul's gonna introduce us to something new, brand new.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Ta-da.
we got time for that. So let me do this quick little bit of a slideshow on some special events coming up. So give me a second. First of all, I better share my screen. And I'm going to share this one. Okay. And I guess I need to do this from the beginning. There, so we should see something up there now.
Yes.
Remaining special celestial events of
Yeah.
20.
So a couple of remaining special events, just a couple right now. I'm going to go through these fairly quickly. First of all, what I wanted to talk about was the partial lunar eclipse that's coming up on the evening of November the 18th to the 19th. So that's a Sunday into a Monday. Make sure you take that Monday off.
Yes.
Can't come in today. I was out observing all night. Anyway, this is going to be overnight, and it's a full moon night, of course. That's the time when lunar eclipses happen. So what is a lunar eclipse? Well, a lunar eclipse occurs when the moon moves into the Earth's shadow. This can occur only when the sun, Earth, and moon are exactly or very closely aligned. Earth and moon are exactly, in syzygy, we call it, with Earth between the other two, and only on the night of a full moon. So the Earth does cast two shadows out into space. One is called the umbra, and the other one is called the penumbra. You can see the penumbra acts as an inverse cone, or the umbra acts as an inverse cone, and the penumbra is a large cone. So sometimes the moon passes through just the penumbra, and other times it'll pass directly through the deeper part, which gives us a deep red into the umbra. So this one is going to be an umbra type of eclipse, but they're calling it partial, but it's about 98%. So how partial is that? But anyway, so let's just take a look here. Here's the areas here that are going to have a chance to view it. So the area here in purple is a full view of the lunar eclipse. You'll get to see the whole thing. Where we are here in St. John, you're going to get partial, and outside of that, you're going to get a very small piece, and then nothing, of course, around the other edge. So I had already opened that link. Hopefully I can still get it up in the screen here. A second, find the right one. Is it this one? It's this one. That one. No, it's not that one. Where is it? I gotta be one of these. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I got, 3, 6, 9. I got 12 windows open right now. Okay, so I think I can drag it over here. Yeah, I think I did.
Yep, it's there. Yep.
Okay, so there we are. So there's for St. John, New Brunswick. So we're looking at the Duration of 5 hours and 36 minutes, which is quite nice. It's a long period of time. When you get a lunar eclipse, it's quite long because it's got to pass through the penumbra first before it gets into the umbra, so it does take time. The penumbral begins on November 19th at 2:02 a.m. The partial part when it starts to pass into the umbra is 8:40 or 18:42 a.m. That can't be, no, 3:18. I'm sorry. Yeah, there we go. 3:18:42. Maximum at 5:02, and partial ends at 6:47. So we got a full 5 hours there to catch it. So see how the animation of it will look. Let's take a look. Let's see if we can see how that looks. So here's how it's going to appear for us, at least in St. John. And that's sped up over 500 times, but. So this is the moon passing into the lighter part of the shadow. Then it starts to hit the umbral, the bigger part of the shadow. I can actually enlarge that, I think. There we go. And we're going to get to almost 100%. Look at this. Yike.
Oh,
Just misses it.
that's what we're going to get?
That's what we're going to get, yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, and that'll be over a number of hours. So, we'll still get a very red moon. There's no question. So that's not a bad view.
Not at all.
So again, it begins at 2:02. The partial eclipse begins at 3:18. The full maximum eclipse will be at 5:02. Partial eclipse ends at 6:47, and then the moon sets actually at 7:38. So we will see most of it. So that's that part. Now,
all-nighter.
Pardon me?
That's an all-nighter.
Yeah, will be. Yeah, for sure. I'll be.
That's a lot of gigabytes.
Yeah, that's a lot of gigabytes. Absolutely. I'll have to watch my time on that one.
I think your phone battery will go dead before you get it.
Yeah, probably will. So again, here's the. Let me get that screen back up. Okay, so here's the view from St. John. Again, we're into that area. You can actually just go to timeanddate.com. That's the address down here at the bottom. Search for your location up here. Type that in. Once you do that, then click eclipses, and you'll see if the lunar eclipse is going to be visible in your area, it'll show you, and then just click that, and it'll bring you into the animation and the whole bit. And you can actually see the next 5 eclipses that are coming up, if they're solar or lunar, and then you can lead right into 2022, right up to the great eclipse that we're seeing in 2024 coming up. Okay, so from here, that's the topic there. The other one I wanted to talk about was this comet A1 Leonard. Which are kind of calling about our Christmas comet, perhaps. Now, this is not A1 Leonard. This is just a shot I took of myself with my cell phone at my smallest telescope of Neowise last year from the Irving Nature Park.
Nice shot.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It was kind of quick, but kind of neat. So, comet 2021 A1 Leonard. And the reason they get that designation, A, is because it was found in the first month of the year. A1 Leonard. Leonard is the gentleman who discovered it. So it's an inbound long period comet discovered by G.J. Leonard at the Mount Lemmon Observatory on January 3rd of this year, when the comet was 5 AUs, or 750 million kilometers away. Now, Jupiter's orbit is about 5 AUs, and that's about the distance it takes from the sun that methanol that's on the surface and water will start to sublime, so that you'll start to see some kind of a tail. So that's how it was discovered. On the 12th of December 2021, the comet will be only 0.233 astronomical units, or about 35 million kilometers from Earth. And on December the 18th, it'll be only 0.028 or 4 million kilometers from Venus. That's fairly close in astronomical terms. It will make its closest approach to the sun on the 3rd of January 2022, and it may reach naked eye visibility in December of 2021. Actually, probably meet naked eye before that. At an apparent magnitude of 4, they're thinking, which would be naked eye for sure, it should be a good binocular target. Now, after perihelion, the comet will be ejected from the solar system. So once it goes around the sun, it's gone. So a one-time thing. And it's an ultra-fast comet. It's traveling at 254,399 kilometers per hour.
Wow.
Or 70.6 kilometers per second relative to Earth. That's moving.
Wow.
She is.
But you'll still not going to see it zoom across the sky. It's just going to be slow. until we get to the point where it starts to dip, and we'll see that in a second here. So Comet 21A1 later, this is from today, from heavens above. It is now in this area of sky. This is Leo Minor right here. So, and this is this area blown up. That's that same little square. So there is a way to find it. I'm not going to go through all that. I'm going to take time for Paul's talk here shortly. So, and there's how it looks in respect to Earth above the plane. Here it is on Heavens Above website. Again, you can go to heavens-above.com. You can get to just click comets from there, and it'll list all the comets that are now visible in our sky. You can see there's quite a few comets there.
Yeah, it's ever.
And usually it's pretty full. Of course, there are a lot more being discovered all the time as well. Now, these are the ones that are below our horizon at the moment, of course. And the brightness, the lower the number, the brighter the object is. Now, A1 Leonard is only at a 13.3 right now, so I could get that in my 11-inch telescope at magnitude 13, but it's not going to appear very nice. So again, the lower the number, when he first discovered it was in 15 to 17 range, so it's already gotten brighter. And it is in Ursa Major right now, considered Ursa Major, so just below, it's in part where the Big Dipper is, just below that right now. Okay, from there, here's what we expect for the path of the comet. So we're starting out up here at January, and we're moving away this way, circling around. Here's Ursa Major right there. There's the Big Dipper right there. You can see it's laid out right there. So it's passing by the Big Dipper, July. It's still not very bright, so not much sense looking for it. Here we are in September. Now, between September and October, it's supposed to brighten significantly. And then this leads us into January, and watch how quickly it drops from there, right? So it does drop fairly fast down to the end of the year. So let's go from there again to, so here's a view. For instance, on December the 1st at 5 a.m. So this is a morning comet, and it's a morning comet for part of the time, and then it's going to switch over to the evening comet for just a very brief time. And then it's going to switch to the southern hemisphere, so we'll lose our view of it. But the morning of December the 1st at 5 a.m., there's the comet right here, right below Comet Berenices, or right in Comet Berenices, and here's the Big Dipper right here. So it'll be below the Big Dipper at 5 a.m. in the morning. 5 a.m. in the morning, as always. 5 a.m. is always in the morning. And now this is the view I'm kind of waiting for. I don't know whether this is going to work or not, but so this is December the 17th. At 6 p.m. and we're looking southwest. How dark the sky is going to be, hard to say, but look at the lineup. We've got Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus, and a comet. So I'm sure these would be blown out, I'm sure, if you tried to catch the comet, but wouldn't that be a spectacular capture for somebody?
Yeah.
And we'll even have those, those planets will be lined up for a little while too, so that's going to be, they're really far west now, you can see in December, but they're still visible, so they're still hanging around. So
what time
that's at 6 o'clock.
In the morning?
In the evening.
Oh, in the evening.
Yeah,
yeah, a good view of it for a while then.
Yeah, so it's switched over to the evening sky, but it's only going to be very low here, and then it's going to drop off very quickly. So let's just go to the last. Okay, that's all I've got for that. What I wanted to do from here was to take a look at, close that for a second. Open this one up. See if I can bring this down here. So what I did was I just took a quick look at Stellarium. And if I went to get that the right date, let's go to October, and I can actually go to the comet. So I preloaded the comet in, and all I do is I type, I know it's called C/2021, and then A1 Leonard. Oh, so you gotta have it exactly the same as what as they put it. So I have to put a caps A1, and then I put bracket L.
You're showing it there, I think, underneath now.
Oh,
Just
really?
click.
Yeah, you could just hit search and it'll find it for you.
Okay, yep. There, okay, so this is in October.
Ooh.
That's tight.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really tight in October for sure, right?
And it's a northern target, eh?
See, this is, I've got this set up for 8 o'clock at night. Let's go around here to the morning, where it should be. 4 o'clock in the morning. We
You
can
just hit
center
your
it on the
space key
object.
if you find it.
It's down here. Center on object. There it is. There we go. Okay, that's better. So at 4:47 in the morning on the 26th of October, I mean, if we take it back to the first of the month, so we can see where it's traveling. There we are. We're in September now, but we can look up here in the corner. We can see the predicted magnitude is about 13.7 right now, roughly. If we move it ahead in time, we'll see that it does head up.
Oh, yeah. Is it ever dropping?
And then we'll see how quickly it drops here in a minute. Okay, it's at 10. We're at 9. And watch us see how it drops down closer to the sun. We're at 6.26 by December the 3rd. There we are.
Wow.
On December the 9th, how quick it drops, right? And so we're right at the horizon then, the eastern horizon, but if we let it go a little bit farther, it'll actually pop up in our evening sky. That's when I get that lineup of popping up with Jupiter, Saturn, and Venus together. So anyway, so we've got some viewing ahead, hopefully.
Oh my goodness. That's something to look forward to. Comets are so special, you know, because we don't really, there's enough of them out there, but the ones that are truly visible when they get like that magnitude.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That's the top. I mean, Neowise was beautiful. They are completely unpredictable. This could phase out completely. It could start its path towards the sun and break off. You know, we don't know, but it's something that we're hoping for. In the southern hemisphere, we'll get a nice view of it as well. So we'll just keep the fingers crossed, and we'll see what happens with this one. Hopefully, we need another Neowise.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. So that's the two things I want to talk about. Was lunar eclipse coming up, and this what they call the Christmas comet, which was discovered back in January, but they had predicted it was going to come in. So
send a letter to Santa telling me what a comet for Christmas.
Absolutely. Paul, why don't you go ahead with your talk?
Isn't Comet one of the reindeer?
It is, yeah. Comet, Cupid, Donald.
Dancer on Cupid on.
I don't know. I always get rocks, so I don't know.
Gotta be in there somewhere.
I always get a piece of coal. I always get coal in my stocking. Go ahead, Paul.
All right.
Paul's going to introduce us to something new.
He could be one of the dwarfs too. I don't know. Comet dwarf.
I'm just going to mute my mic for just.
Excuse me.
Okay, I'm back. Now I'll see if I can share that screen. And
so Paul's got a new YouTube channel.
Okay, let's do a entire screen.
He's going to introduce it to us tonight.
Okay, so before I say anything of what's going on, I'll just play the video. It's just a few minutes long, and then after that, I'll tell you what it is we're doing. So I'll share my screen, and here we go. Hi, it's Universal Time, and I'm Paul Owen, coming to you from Hampton, New Brunswick, Canada. Have you ever wondered how to take pictures of nebulas, galaxies, the moon, the sun, the stars, even the Milky Way? Well, let's start your journey into the wonderful world of astrophotography. I started my astrophotography journey some 8 years ago. I knew I wanted to take pictures of the night sky, but I just didn't know how. First thing I did is I got on YouTube and started watching videos, trying to figure out what it is that those people are doing to get these amazing shots. And then it dawned on me that the videos can tell me a certain amount, but I really need some guidance. So I joined my local astronomy club, and there is where my journey truly began. That's when I actually got plugged into some people that really knew what was going on, that had been around this hobby for many, many years. There were so many different people with so many different skill sets that I had all those tools at my beckoning, and it was just a matter of showing up for the astronomy meetings every month, and there was always someone there talking about astrophotography, and that's where my journey truly began. There are many things to consider when you're entering into the world of astrophotography. The first one, of course, is equipment. What am I going to need to be able to take pictures of the night sky? If I just want to take pictures, say, of the Milky Way, then perhaps all I need is a camera, a good lens, and a nice tripod, and I can get some things done with that. If I want to take pictures of the moon, what shall I need? Well, you're going to need probably a good telescope and a relatively good mount and things like that so that you can take a picture of the moon. If I want to get into deep sky astrophotography, what am I going to need? Well, of course, you're going to need a telescope, you're going to need a good mount, and you're going to need a good quality camera and even a second camera, because you need a little tiny camera that rides on top of your rig to guide the whole system to keep you locked onto stars. So these are some of the equipment considerations that you're going to have to think about when entering into astrophotography. The second side of that, of course, is once I've got all my data and all my pictures, how do I process them? How do I turn all these pictures into one really fantastic picture? Well, we're going to talk all about the software and all about the processes that you have to go through in order to be able to take all that imagery, put it all together, and give you a fantastic image that you'll be proud to show your friends. So who is this channel for? This channel is for anyone who's just starting out in their astrophotography journey, or even for those who've been in the journey for a little while and maybe need some new methods or are considering some new equipment. The whole idea behind this channel is to help you avoid some of the bumps in the road that myself and many other people have made going through their beginning stages of astrophotography. So hopefully what we can end up with is some really good information, some great exchanges of questions and answers, and all of those things that will help you have a very positive and happy journey on your leg in this astrophotography world. So in closing today, my final thoughts are, actually, I want to take you on a little short journey in 2 pictures to show you where I started and where I'm at today. So the photo that you're seeing on the screen right now, it kind of looks like a green blob, and to a lot of people it is. But in fact, what that was a picture that I took of the Andromeda Galaxy back in 2013. It was my very first astrophoto. I was so excited when I had shot this picture. I posted it on my Facebook page, and it's still there today, just to remind me of my very first experience with astrophotography. Now, the second photo that you're looking at is there were a lot of trials and tribulations along the way, and that's what this channel is for. It's to kind of guide you through what I went through, and maybe you can get some helpful hints and some useful tips from this channel to help you along with your astrophotography journey. So if you like the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that little bell on the bottom, and it will notify you when we have new videos. So thank you very much for watching, and clear skies.
Can't whistle tonight. Yay!
Yay! That's awesome.
So that's kind of the whoops, sorry.
Whoops, you already saw that.
That would be, did I stop sharing?
Yep.
Get us all whistling again.
The inaugural run of a new video channel I'm going to be doing, astrophotography. And it's just basically for beginners and maybe a little more advanced and that kind of stuff. And I'm just going to have some fun with it. By the way, just the disclaimer, the picture that was on that still wasn't the right video I was telling you guys about. That's not the finished one, but that photograph was actually one of the raft photographs of the Bat Nebula, the one you see behind me. That section, that was actually a RASP one. I processed it, but it wasn't my image. This was the one that was supposed to be up. So on the regular video, this is the one. But But anyway, yeah, so that's what it's all about. So we're just going to have a whole bunch of fun with this channel. And for those who want to get into this astrophotography thing, it's going to be for you, you know. So I'll be having it set up probably in the next couple of weeks. We'll do a debut. I got a teaser video I'll be putting out, and I've already got a couple of episodes under the belt already. So we'll see how it goes, and hopefully people will tune in and learn something from it.
Awesome. Good stuff,
Yeah.
Paul. Yeah, looking forward to it. I can't wait till the Cygnus episode myself.
Start with that one. I'm going to
Let's
call it
hope so.
Chris Kerwin episode.
Yeah, the Cygnus episode. Wait, Leo triplet. Okay, let me know.
Tribute to the seas.
Yeah. All right, let's get to some photos. Great stuff, Paul. So we're going to get a link up for you guys as soon as we get Paul's link from him.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do another episode on the
by
show.
the way,
Yeah.
the link is going to be Universal Time with Paul Owen.
Awesome.
.ca. So I have a what do you call it? A Facebook page set up, and you'll be able to contact me through that. So will be branded by that Universal Time with Paul Owen.
Okay,
Right on.
awesome. Sounds great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. I really am. I'm not just saying that.
I think he's trying to convince himself. I don't know.
Okay, let's get to some photos. I know I've been told I need a new photo viewer. I know I do. Windows 10 didn't come with a proper photo viewer anymore. They
I
deleted
haven't seen that yet. No.
Yeah, so I'm using a crappy photo viewer, but I'm looking for a good one. So if somebody wants to make a recommendation, in the meantime, I'll just open these up the way I've been doing it, just with photos, and apologize if the quality isn't what it should be. 1 second, I'll share my screen though. So a few photos to go through, and then we're going to close out. And I'm going to start here with Jeff Legier.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
It's the season.
Hey! Yep, that time of year.
Love
So
it.
Jeff says, early Monday morning, 4 a.m. to 5:45 a.m., I wandered through Orion's sword and nabbed Orion's nebula and the lost jewel of Orion. Then, for good measure, I photographed Betelgeuse, mostly because I like the name and because Ford Prefect is from near there. 10 millimeter eyepiece on the
nice.
Celestron Omni XLT 150, so 75 times power with an LG Thin Q cell phone. Cool.
Wow. You can do it with a cell phone.
Yeah. And added Bose, he says, if it is really serious, I didn't think it flickered like that, but I'm going to show you that a little bit later here. So
Wow.
nice captures. And again,
Nice star spikes, eh?
nice. Yeah. Again, this
I
photo
love that.
viewer is crap, so I'm looking for another one, and I'll have another photo viewer by next week. Okay, let's go over to Matthew Dupre. See, this is why I don't like them, because I can't get a good size image. There we go.
There we go.
So
Wow.
Matthew says, sorry, can't type. Was he? First time all summer I had good seeing, and this is my first time derotating images of the moon and Jupiter, so we'll get Jupiter up here in a second.
Very
so
nice.
Nice capture.
Nothing to be sorry about.
No, not at all.
Oh, really?
Here's his Jupiter capture.
Wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Well done.
Wow. Look at festoons and everything. That's
Awesome.
amazing.
Yeah.
Look at the
Well
color.
done.
The planets are in such a nice spot right now, and the
Yeah.
evenings are getting cool, and everything is placed just nicely. So it's a great time to be out imaging. And we're coming into third quarter moon, so we've lost the moon as well for a while. So
Yay.
yay,
Yeah. Woo.
yay, Paul, eh? And
Yeah.
his Andromeda shot. He said he shot this was shot a few weeks ago. So there we go.
Well done.
Wow.
Well done.
Very well.
Beautiful.
Thanks, Matthew, for those. And we're going to go from that to Stefan. As soon as I get this image down to the sea, this is foolishness. He said, good morning, Chris. Didn't get much out this week, but went through some of my old Milky Way captures. And this was one from June 18th of the Alberio, head of Cygnus. It's head of,
Hey,
he says,
all right,
he says
step up.
the head of Cygnus, located just down and right of dead center, and in the lower right is the coat hanger. So
The coat hanger.
yeah, right there, pops right out.
Oh,
Sure
yeah.
does.
There, yeah. There's Alberio there. Awesome.
Excellent.
Thanks,
Beautiful.
Stefan. nice to get images redone. I mean, they've got lots of cloudy sky anyway lately, so that's what they're for. Cloudy sky days are for that. Jamie sent these ones in. Jamie, why not? She said, "Hi, Chris. I missed the full moon on Monday, but managed to get out Tuesday night to capture it. A nice shot.
Beautiful.
Also got Jupiter and Saturn as well," she said. Her
Yes, sir.
specs are an 8-inch Skywatcher Dob and an iPhone 8.
Wow.
iPhone, yeah.
You know, like
Crazy.
10, 15 years ago, you couldn't get shots like that.
No.
No, not at all.
You know, that's just unbelievable.
And they just keep getting better. Okay. Hasn't minimized yet? I thought it did.
I destroyed a whack of webcams and couldn't get a shot like that.
Yeah. So here's our Jupiter shot.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
man,
Look at that.
look at the bands on that puppy.
A nice.
Well done.
Well done, for sure.
Very
And she's got a shot of Saturn here too. So
There you go.
there we go. Right through the 8-inch Dob.
That stands out nicely.
nice. Some clean, eh?
Yes, it is. Thanks, Jamie, for those.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over to Trudy. Trudy sent these ones in. Trudy Allman.
Oh, yeah.
Her photos from the Harvest Moon at Split Rock. So
Yeah.
this is one of her captures.
That's incredible.
She did a
She's so lucky to be out there. Oh, look at that.
look at that, yeah.
Oh,
Look at
gorgeous.
Look at the reflection. Amazing.
Unbelievable.
And this one,
Oh,
Look at that. That's definitely the place to be, right?
yeah. So
oh man.
you have to plan that for the right time, but look.
That
at,
almost looks like two pictures, you know,
Doesn't
an
it?
upper picture and a lower
Yeah.
picture because the
Yeah.
shoreline cuts it right in the middle.
It's a spot called Split Rock, and it's out around Garnet Settlement, and it's a location where you can get the celestial object rising right here, the sun and the moon.
Crazy.
Both. But you
Like a
have
hot
to,
air balloon.
yeah, you have to be at the right time, the right place, and it has to be rising in the right spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
and it has to be clear. So
it has
she
to be
had-
clear. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had everything going for her.
So there's
No
a-
fun in nebula.
No, that's right.
Unbelievable.
There's a sequence.
Fantastic.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Well done.
And here's the group together. So
That's that's just if I could only ever pick one thing in my whole life, that would be it.
That's amazing.
No, it's just
Well done, Trudy.
well done. Yep. She knows when to get there and when to get the shot for sure.
yeah. That's fantastic.
We got these ones from Lisa. Lisa
That's
Manning.
cool.
Lisa says, "Hi there. I'd like to share this photo. Friday morning, I was shooting the setting moon, and I
Is
heard
that
a
a northern
ruckus."
area?
She said, "I heard a ruckus. There was a flock of starlings chasing a red-shouldered hawk away, or trying."
Wow.
The hawk settled in the tree just below the moon, and one starling made one final attempt, but the hawk didn't care.
Brown hawk down.
Wow.
And there's
Oh, nice.
with two of the starlings, he says. So what a shot.
That's-
That'd make a nice calendar shot right there.
What'd you just say to get them to pose like that? Is what I
Yeah,
want.
that's yeah.
She must have had a big handful of birdseed.
Must-
All you can hear is, okay, heads up.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Beautiful shots. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you, Lisa, for those.
Yeah.
We've got some shots here from. Let me see who's next. I think it's Kathy next. Yeah, so Kathy Adams is next.
There you go.
Oh wow.
And Kathy says, "Hi, Chris. My first images with the ZWO224 of Saturn and one of its moons." Let's zoom that up a little closer.
My guess is the camera's working well for her.
Does look like it. These clear nights are wonderful, she says. I am hoping for more clear nights so I can get out and work on the settings more and keep making progress. My scope is not only pointed up, she says, but it's dancing at the door to go out.
Look at the shadow on the ring. How
Yeah.
well she caught that.
Isn't that
That's
nice?
beautiful.
Again a bit.
Yeah, there's a second one right here, I think, too. Oh, I'll go back to the second one. There's the second one. Yeah.
Look
So
at
yeah,
the
look at the shadow there. You
Oh.
can
Shadows
tell.
it out, yeah. That's
the
a
Cassini,
nice shot.
like right there, the
And Cassini,
band.
yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
And she
beautiful.
got the moon. Is that Titan?
That's Titan, yeah.
Beautiful.
Well done.
Very well done.
Okay, let's go from here. She's got another few here for us to share. This one here. I said I've been experimenting clear night with different settings on my ZWO224. Tonight I captured the great. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong shot. Oh. Okay, we've got Saturn here, obviously with some moons. So
Yeah.
let's zoom in on that.
Great, yeah.
Saturn 3 moons.
You know, and so is this.
Oh.
Wow.
got some beautiful color too.
Colors coming out, yeah.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
My first images was Saturn and one of its moons, and the other one was with 3 of its moons. Yes. Okay. So
Beautiful work.
Well done.
super happy to capture Saturn with moons. Still working on improving, but it's so much fun. I checked with Stellarium and Sky Safari, and these looked to be the correct moons. But if I'm wrong, someone let me know. No, I would say you're right. Hoping for Stellarium is always pretty well spot on, I'd say.
Yeah.
Hoping for more clear nights, he says. I want to work on improving techniques. I tried a slightly different processing and have some more tweaks to try. So you're doing well, Kathy.
Doing very well.
Unbelievable.
Okay, let's go to her capture of Jupiter. Look at this one.
Look at that. Red
Another great
spot.
red spot, yeah.
Ah, beautiful.
So I've been experimenting clear nights with different settings and my ZWO224. Tonight I captured the great red spot. Still more to try and improve, but I was super happy to get the red spot before it rotated out of sight. You did
Yeah.
well.
Gorgeous.
Nice job.
Unbelievable.
Really nice job.
Yeah. Good work, Kathy.
Good
Wow.
work, Kathy. Yeah. And Kathy is actually going to join us in a future week, maybe next week or the week after, to show us how she's captured these.
Oh,
The
that's great.
process of yeah. She's
Yes.
going to be a special guest on our show, so she's going to show us how she captured these and how she processed them. So stay tuned for that one, because that's
snuffle up a good salute there.
yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to go back to Jeff Legier, who sent me this video of Sirius, and at this time of year,
You can't be serious.
yeah, absolutely,
Isn't that something to watch that dance with all the colors?
yeah.
Even though like that's bad seeing, that
Yeah.
makes it a beautiful show.
So that actually, it's been called a UFO many times.
Many times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's so bright. It's the brightest star in our sky, and it gives off so much light. And then when it hits that atmosphere, the diffraction that it experiences while the photons of light are coming through our atmosphere, especially when it's really low. And Sirius doesn't get that high this time of year anyway.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what we see, that shimmering effect like that. So if you see something like that near the horizon and it's not moving, that's the cue to tell you that it's a star. If it's moving, go get your helmet, your aluminum hat. Go get your tin hat
You know-
and hide.
Tinfoil helmet,
Yeah.
yeah.
Looking at that through a telescope, that's the way you see it. So
Yes.
if you have a telescope and if you have clear view at Sirius, you should get out and look at it because it's one of the prettiest things you'll see.
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, great job.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Great job with that, Jeff. Thank you. Just one thing I wanted to mention left. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to be on the air with Julia Wright at 6:14 tomorrow morning on Information Morning, St. John, CBC Information Morning with Julia Wright. We'll be on about 6:14, not 6:15, I guess, but 6:14. And we
Natic time, mention that.
yeah. Julie was apparently she goes in quite early in the morning, of course, because she has to start at 6. But she said she sees the stars in the morning sky and they appear very bright to her. So she's wondering why that is. Like, is it this time of year? Of course, this time of year we're starting to turn away from the Milky Way. We're looking back out in deep space, so we're going to get into that bit of a talk. So hoping to explain a little bit of that in the morning on her show. So appreciate the welcome to come aboard and talk about astronomy anytime I get a chance. I do. So we'll see you tomorrow morning, Julia.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
And hopefully you guys can join us as well. We'll be at 91.3 FM tomorrow. And if you'd like to send in your photos, we'd love to get them. As you can see, we love sharing them. So you can send them into Sunday Night Astronomy Show at gmail.com, or just send them into my Facebook page. That's the other way. Send them in as a message. I'm happy to capture them through there. That's going to be it for this tonight, I think, because we're into our 9:10 right now. Wow, we really...
Oh, that's not,
Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not
we've done
concerned.
worse.
Did we figure out if this is show 99 yet?
I believe this
Oh.
one is. I believe this is 99. Pretty sure. I have to go back and add them up again, but I'm quite sure that I had said last
Upside
week.
down, that would
So-
be 66.
Yeah, yeah. So if it's next week's 100 episode, we may have to talk about what we're doing for next week, but
Yeah.
we'll try to make it someplace
Hey.
special. Hey, we stayed live tonight on both channels, so that's a good thing.
That's a very good thing.
Anyway, okay, let's get
That's something to celebrate all alone.
Absolutely. We'll take a look at what's being offered for the 100th episode. If it's not next week, I might say it's the week after.
There you go. We're
So
getting
I get,
close.
So I get more time to prepare for something
There you
anyway. Yeah. Okay. So anything else, guys? We're all set to close out.
I think we're good.
Okay. So in closing tonight, then again, our special thanks once again for your continued support. Of course, special thanks to Rosanna for her continued contributions to the show. Thank you, Rosanna. Stuff salute. No noise, guys? Or is it just this or no?
You're good.
Okay, there you go. Perfect. Also, we'd like to thank all those out there who share our program with others. Brad Kraft shares it all the time. Tom Wraithby shares as well. The New Brunswick Storm Weather Center has shared a number of times for us. Trudy, of course. So anybody out there who shares our link, we really do appreciate it. Gets it out to a bigger audience for us. I remember, too, we do love getting your photos, so send them into SundayNightAstronomyShow@gmail.com, and we'll be happy to include them in our next broadcast. So also, we're looking for suggestions for topics for future shows. Actually, the topic that we're going to talk about here when Kathy's going to come on was mentioned to me. Can we get into some processing of images? So that'll be a great topic.
Yep.
So if you have a topic that you'd like us to discuss, just send it in. We're always looking for ideas for the show, of course. Send in the same address. And what else did I have to say? Not much. I guess we'll also ask if you enjoyed the content tonight and you joined us from YouTube, and it's a nice crowd on YouTube tonight. Thanks very much, everybody. Please consider subscribing to our channel, and please let your family and friends know, too, that we are here to entertain. No, we're here to educate. Educate first. Then entertaining is a little bit on the side. Anyway, we're here to share the evening with you. How's that? And we're going to get it back to live feeds of deep sky objects too, which is what we started the show for in the beginning. And knowing our maritime weather, we haven't had very many opportunities. I think twice we went live with objects of deep sky objects. So we're looking forward to the early evening skies now and getting back to what we started the show for. So anyway, we've been having fun with it anyway. So for now, then, everybody, from Mike, Paul, and I, stay safe, everybody. We wish you all clear skies. We wish you all good health as well. And we hope to see you again here next week. And remember, guys, as we like to say, keep your scopes
Pointed up.
pointed up.
Trunk.
Thank
Keep your
you.
trunk.
Keep your
pointed
trunks pointed up. There we go. Bubblehead. Take us home, Mike. Thanks, everybody. Good night.